What's going on, all right? It's Afro Think Tank. Have you guys noticed all of the white grifters who participated in the social media campaign to get Donald Trump elected? Have you noticed all of them are going on their media tours, trying to exit stage left from MAGA? They're all of a sudden, they're starting to pretend like they regret their vote. You know, trying to act all sad, trying to act like they understand. You know, because they don't want to be attached to Trump. They don't want to be attached to MAGA since they're on their way out, because they want to have a career afterwards, right? So now all of them, like, you got your Joe Rogans, right, and the other guy with the mullet, right, the comedian, and you got I'm talking all of them, right? These quasi-racist light, these white boys who somehow got the cool stamp by their community, right? And they were just like that regular Joe, the regular white guy, the guy that tries to pretend like he's the regular average white guy, and he's just somewhat oblivious. Like, Joe Rogan is the worst perpetrator. Joe Rogan is the worst perpetrator, and people who pretend to be like Joe Rogan. So Joe Rogan, you know, I can have Snoop Dogg on my show. I can have a Klan member on my show. I'm the regular default white guy with my t-shirt I got from, you know, the thrift store, and my bald head. You know, I'm just gonna try to play this fence. And he been playing the fence, and a lot of others been playing the fence, and they like to slip on one side of the fence or the other side of the fence, depending on what's hot and what's coming down the pipe, right? And so these so-called professionals, right? Some of them are so-called professional journalists. Some of them are professional political pundits. They pretend like they know. When it's convenient for them, they're supporting political candidates, right? They're telling their millions upon millions of followers that I vouch for this guy. This guy can be the leader. Now, I'm a normal guy who is not a professional in any of those fields, technically, right? And I knew Donald Trump was the worst thing that happened to America, right? I knew that when Donald Trump, it was okay when he was just acting, when he was just a little sideshow, right? When he was on one of those TV shows pretending to be somebody important, he was the entertainment. That's when he was fine. That's when rappers were saying his name. That's when he was put into certain quasi-cool sectors, even though we all knew he was a racist white guy, right? And people like to say, well, he had a lot of Russell Simmons and then, you know, these other black guys. Look at all these black guys, right, who vouched for Donald Trump. Look at all of them, right? Rappers who made money off convincing the community that it's cool to sell drugs, right? That it's cool to have no emotional control and to fight people, you know, who dare challenge their ego. That a lot of these things were cool, right? These people are the black people who made money in the hood, right? A lot of them didn't put any money back into the hood. If they did, you know, they bought some turkeys or something. You know, they got a little tax write-off and pretend like they actually care, right? And they moved into those same white neighborhoods that these people like Donald Trump live in, right? Because you got Donald Trumps on all levels, right? Donald Trump is just the peak idiot that the rest of the peak idiots decided to put in charge, because they knew he was just dumb enough to go along with anybody who had enough influence to tell him one way or another and to stroke his ego and make him feel good at the same time. That you can pretty much take advantage of Trump. Because if you think Trump is doing any of this shit that's happening here, you're sadly mistaken. Trump doesn't have these type of decision-making skills even to be this irrationally evil on the planet. What he is a baby demon suffering from affluenza. And because of that, and he's so spoiled, and he's so narcissistic, yet self-aggrandizing, right, that all you have to do is give him a compliment, right, manipulate him like a social scientist just in the right way, you can get any of your agendas passed, right, anything you want done, right? And all these guys who wanted to ride the Trump wave, right, like the Joe Rogan, like all the white grifters. You see, we got black grifters, right? And they all do the same thing. The black grifters and the white grifters literally have the same complaints for their uneducated audience. Like, there's no difference from the tactics Donald Trump uses, right, than the tactics that Joe Rogan uses. They're the tactics that even on the black side, Tariq Nasheed, Yvette Carnell, Phil Scott, they all use the exact same tactics. They deflect their voice to make them seem like they care, right? They talk slow so that the mostly uneducated can understand them. They use simple language that's easy to remember, right? They don't challenge their subscribers or their supporters to think critically. They give them bullet points to follow. That's why, you know, MAGA repeats the same words that Trump says. If Trump says a new word, MAGA will start to repeat that word, right? Because that word is like a weapon given to them by their master, right? And it adds to their vocabulary, and they think they're sounding smart and nuanced and new age, right? Just like Tariq, he gave them tether, right? Babble, tether babble, right? That's their favorite word. Tether is their favorite word. He gave them a word, right? And when he gave them that word, he gave them power, a weapon to utilize, right, for his own financial needs. And the hate and the division, right? Throwing words in it. He used delineate. That's the tool. I mean, the delineation is the tactic, is the end game, not reparations, because he doesn't do anything for reparations, right? So you got all these guys doing it for money. They all have admitted, one way or another, they're getting bags. Like I'm sure Joe Rogan got a big ass bag to all of a sudden be MAGA. If you follow Joe Rogan's career, right, from the beginning to the end, you would wonder how is it that he got to this point. It's because they've been giving him so much goddamn money, right? He'll say whatever it is that they want them to say in order to get that bag, right? And Joe Rogan is one of the most influential white grifters on that quasi soft right. And so people, the average Joe is gonna vote for what Joe Rogan says. And Joe Rogan had that much power, that much influence, and all the little Joe Rogan fears, all the ones that tried to be like him, and then all the ones that started to slip into the right racism. Like, look at Aiden Ross. Why is Aiden Ross a thing? What talent does he have? Huh? Like, honestly, why is Aiden Ross, right, in the black community exploiting black people? Physically, monetary-wise, they gotta give him cool points. He's a racist. And he supported Donald Trump. And so the fact that you got these quasi-half racists, right, who supported Donald Trump because they thought it was cool, it was a fad, it was that wave, they want to jump on the wave, they want to jump on the algorithm, they wanted them dead, slave-owning presidents in their pocket. So they said, yeah, let's put this disastrous person in the White House because, damn, what's the worst that can happen? Let's be honest, right? Let's irrationally blame the Democrats for doing stuff that they don't even have power to do. Let's just keep talking about that. Let's keep pushing false agendas while we watch this white supremacist destroy America, right? And it's like you guys remember he was the president the first time, right? Yet they still try to use that ignorant nuance. Oh, I didn't know it was going to be that bad. So now, until Donald Trump is gone, all these white grifters are going to slowly try to act like Donald Trump didn't do exactly what he said he was going to do. And that Donald Trump broke every promise that we said he was going to break. And that his whole entire history should have told you that he was a failed business person, right? He was a bad organizer. He was not a good negotiator, right? He was a piece of shit. He was a narcissist, and that he was racist. Like, his entire career has said that. Yet somehow, we got black backbiting, back-tradering ass celebrities who backed him up, right? Even though a lot of them pretended like they didn't back him up because they were saying stuff like, oh, don't vote for the Democrats, sit on the couch, everything but the vote. Everything but vote for common sense, right? To the point that we had a clear, qualified individual. Clearly, it doesn't matter. It's funny because everybody was harping on she ain't black enough, but Donald Trump is most definitely white. Donald Trump was most definitely a white man, so I'm not even sure why Kamala Harris being black was even a goddamn issue in the first goddamn place, be honest. She was a human being, she wasn't Donald Trump, and she was qualified, right? But because the racism and misogyny is so deep, even within the black community, the misogyny, right? There's misogyny there, and all the ones that voted for Trump are misogynistic black men. Or men who couldn't get women, or men who view black women as the enemy because they could never get the one that they wanted because they were geeks in school, right? Because they weren't part of the cool class. They weren't part of the cool kids. So then when I got older, they wanted revenge, and then somehow YouTube made it so Revenge of the Nerds multi freaking online division came out, and then you got a whole red pill, manosphere, and all that shit. So y'all just was hating on women for about 5 years. So shit, when one was qualified, ready to run for the presidency, you guys were like, hell nah. We're gonna go for the white supremacist, pedo criminal over that black woman, over that Asian woman, over that mixed woman. That's what y'all gonna do, right? And so none of y'all, bro, y'all sit on here and do y'all little apology tours. Absolutely not. At the worst, you guys are the worst decision makers, and you shouldn't be entrusted with any information that you disseminate, or you should be entrusted. No product that you sell should have shouldn't be vouched for. Nothing that you do should be vouched for, because you're clearly a bad decision maker. The first time he was in presidency, hundreds of thousands of people died because of his criminal ineptness. Y'all forgot COVID-19 was a thing. Hundreds of thousands of people died. He literally killed hundreds of thousands of people the first time, and you idiots put him right back in there thinking, oh, he's going to do something different. If you guys were politically aware and politically literate, you would know that they usually save their major legislation for the second go around, because they know there's nothing you can do about it. Then he said there's nothing you can do about it. Then he's told you he only needs you to vote one time. We don't need your asses again. And you dumbasses walked in there and did it again. And you went on TV and you campaigned for him and you made him look cool. You gave him cool. You gave him clout. You told the average idiot that don't know nothing about politics that this guy is the one for you, even though he catastrophically fucked up the first goddamn time. But y'all went out there and y'all pushed him to everybody. And now that he no longer serves you, now you can't make no more money. Now holding the line don't mean nothing. That means y'all never had integrity in the first place. Because there's still people rolling with Donald Trump right now, despite everything. At least they got conviction, like, yeah, I picked that bad guy and I'm riding with that bad guy till the wheels fall off. Not y'all. No. Y'all want to jump ship now. Oh, all of a sudden he's a criminal now. All of a sudden, because you getting affected, right? All of us now you want to be where the rest of us are. Or now because your subscribers, right, they complaining, you want to make sure that you and your subscribers on the same playing field, because you don't want them to leave you, because you don't want that money to stop. So now you're on their side now. But you should have known this. So best case scenario for y'all is that y'all so politically unaware that y'all have no business talking about politics, because your influence is too big, and it should be a criminal act for you to spread that mis and disinformation, because it's because of you white grifting freaking content creators, and to a lesser extent because the black community conservative grifting sphere is not that big, right, to be honest, right? But still, they penetrated about 10% of the black community, 10% of the black, males who couldn't get women when they were children. I mean, when they were in the high school and stuff, they couldn't have girlfriends. When Valentine's Day came along, they didn't get no cards on their desk and shit, and they still got a goddamn problem about that shit. You know what I'm saying? And the one dude who I guess was handsome got all the cards, you ain't get shit. And everybody wanted to be his Valentine and not y'all Valentine. So y'all on some epic pink in the brain, destroy the world type shit, and y'all do not care. Y'all put a white racist in there outside of a black woman, because you just do not want one over top of you. You just can't have it, right? So you let the fucking world burn. You let everything get destroyed, right? And now everybody's on their apology tour. As a matter of fact, the most loyal Trumpers are the black ones. The ones that's getting paid by all those white people that need a black person to help them process their racism in a more pleasant, pleasing way. Some black person that's gonna make them be able to reinforce their racism without them having to admit that they're racist, because they can say, see, that black guy said it, so since he's saying it, I'm saying it. I'm not racist, I'm just patriotic, you see? Right? All y'all, now y'all pivoting, right? Y'all pivoting, y'all at the last moment. Now that Donald Trump is becoming more and more and more extreme, y'all didn't think it was gonna go this far, right? You didn't think it was actually gonna reach y'all. You didn't think y'all was gonna be affected, right? But now y'all getting affected. So that shows y'all don't even actually care. Y'all don't even care. Y'all still not talking about the Epstein files. Y'all bring it up every now and then just so people can know what your quasi position is, even though this shit was here during the first go around and y'all didn't seem to give a shit then. Y'all hid it then. Y'all didn't want to talk about it then. You didn't want to inform the masses about your critical thoughts about Donald Trump then, right? But now y'all want to do it now. Listen, we should never let these guys forget, all right? We cannot let these grifters forget, because all they're going to do is they're going to find a safe candidate to jump back into on the next wave. Whoever the white supremacists put up now, he's going to be a better looking one. He ain't going to be like a Trump, right? Or they're going to all jump on Gavin Newsom, right? They're going to find a hook, and they want you to pretend like, right? They want you to pretend like they didn't do what they did 3 times. A sustained effort. This is not no on the whim. This was a sustained effort for a decade. It wasn't a mistake. Their choice, their political choice, and who they decided to support was a political decision they made after having all the information that everybody else had. So do not give these people a way out. There's no way. All right, don't let them jump ship, because now it's convenient for them to jump ship, because they jumped right on that shit and they destroyed the United States of America. They destroyed the world. They killed hundreds of thousands of people because of their decision. Hundreds of thousands of people are dead because of their decision, and now they want to go ahead and back out and act like they ain't had nothing to do with it, or act like they regret shit. The only thing they regret is that the Trump train is not still going smooth like it was before. That's the only thing they regret. They regret that is as bad as they knew it was and is getting out. They regret that they got caught. They're not regretting their actually decisions. So don't let them get away with it. Anyway, you guys tell me what you think in the comment section. Afro Think Tank, learn something, teach something. I'm out.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such an extent that you bleach? Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate, you should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! Free Sudan! Boycott diamonds and gold! We most definitely cannot forget about the people of Sudan!
Thanks for watching Afro Think Tank. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And follow me on Substack and Patreon for more content. Remember, it's Pan-Africanism or nothing.